Good morning, everyone. It is Unapologetically Political coming to you with another video of this morning's rants. So, a couple days ago, actually no, several weeks ago, alright, in Charlotte, North Carolina, a Ukrainian woman was stabbed to death on a Charlotte train by this man in the background. Okay? What he did was she sat down. I can't play the video because of copyright, but I can do a little slide thing with it. What she did was she walked into the train, minding her business, sat down. Now obviously they don't show it, but when he notices her, what he does is sickening. He pulls out a pocket knife and stabs her in the neck, killing her instantly. She might not have died instantly, but she was dead. She was bleeding out. I don't know the exact time of death, but she was dying. And there was that type of wound, there's pretty much no way to save someone. Alright. For some reason it has the cowards in the background blurred out. But if you don't know, these are other men. Alright? Most of these are men. I think one of the others is also a woman. But most of them are men. In my eyes, those aren't men. Those are cowards who, instead of killing this guy with his own knife, he has a little tiny pocket knife. There are about 4 other people in this train. And they did nothing but watch this woman bleed out and die. They did nothing. These men are cowards and should also be held responsible for this woman's death. They did nothing. They didn't call the cops. They didn't do anything. Fun fact, this guy, I don't even want to know his name, but that guy has been in jail 40 times, and he has been let out every single time. Why do Democrat DAs continue to let criminals out of jail? A man like this, arrested 40 times, the filth of the earth, just murdered an innocent woman, and is still not in prison. Last I checked, he wasn't arrested. He got off scot-free. Because, and I quote, it'd be wrong to arrest a black person. I don't care what the skin tone is. This man is filth. He just murdered an innocent woman. I am sick of this in our major cities. I'm sick of it. Send in the National Guard. I'm done. At first, I was like, okay, Trump, maybe hold back a little bit. Maybe don't do the National Guard. Because last I checked, you can only do that in DC. I don't know if you can do that in other cities. I might be wrong, but you can't do that. Well, I was wrong. It turns out the president can do that because he's in charge of the military. So he technically can send in the National Guard to these cities. Now, people like this who have been arrested 40 times and just murdered an innocent woman, they don't deserve a trial. They don't. They are the filth of this country, and they deserve to be shot in the street. They deserve the same punishment, the same type of treatment that this woman just received. This woman was minding her own business. She was living a happy life. She was a Ukrainian refugee. And yet the Democrats refused to talk about her. The mayor refused to talk about her. Refused. The only time she finally mentioned her was when this video got out on Twitter. Alright, let's show a picture of this beautiful woman. Alright, that's taking too long to load. I hope you can see that. For some reason, it's not. None of those are what I want. Gosh dang it. I hate this. Just show me the fucking... Shut up, stupid ad. Look at her. Look at her. She's beautiful. Beautiful. Ukrainian refugee. Beautiful woman. She did not deserve that. If this is the type of treatment that women get in this country, in our major cities, at this point we might as well just burn down our cities and start fresh. Our cities have become filth. Alright, let's go over Chicago now. Okay? ICE raids have begun in Chicago after the Supreme Court ruling that the president has authority to do this. Chicago City Mayor says he received no notice ahead of Homeland Security's Operation Midway Blitz. Who gives a crap? You would have openly opposed it, and you would have done nothing to solve your crime problem. For those of you who don't know, Chicago is the most corrupt and crime-ridden city in, I think, the world. It was the face of prohibition mobsters. It was the major focal point of the Summer of Love, or should I say rioting, but not rioting, where they rioted, they killed black business owners, and they did it all in the name of BLM, Black Lives Matter. And even though they destroyed black businesses, it ruined blacks' lives. Yeah. BLM, whatever. Screw you. This man, City Mayor Johnson, gosh, I speak English very well, is a lying sleazebag who does not deserve our nation's respect. The crime problem under him has in fact gotten worse. Chicago voted for someone worse than Beetlejuice, okay? For those of you who don't know, the former mayor of Chicago was nicknamed Beetlejuice because he looked deathly and constantly shootings, massive crime, you name it, happened under him. Well, they voted someone in to try to fix the problems. Guess what? He made it worse. This is what happens when you vote for the same party over and over and over again. Just because there's a D next to their name doesn't mean they get your vote. I've said this before in my Discord. I am a Republican. But if I don't agree with a certain Republican's policies, I'm not going to support that Republican just because he's a Republican. Democrats are the complete opposite. They blindly vote for anyone who has a D next to their name at the ballot box. Blindly. Okay, I don't have it pulled up. I should have got it. But Labor Day weekend. Okay? The final, I hope the final, number of victims from several shootings in Chicago between rival gangs came out. 86 shot. If I remember correctly, it's either 56 shot or 86 shot. I'm going to go with 56 shot just to be safe. I don't want to be wrong. But still, 56 shot. 8 dead. In one weekend. In Chicago. One weekend. 56 shot. For those of you who don't know, Chicago and Illinois have the most oppressive gun laws in the country. If you're a law-abiding citizen, you cannot get a gun. It's like the Soviet Union when it comes to getting a car. It takes 10 years before the car is made and is able to finally be sold. Chicago, it takes about 2 years or something like that to finally get your gun. Law-abiding citizens cannot defend themselves. And yet, well, we banned guns and made it harder, so these shootings should decrease. No, they aren't. Every weekend in Chicago, on average, 20 people are shot due to gang violence. Fun fact, Mayor Johnson called the gang violence young people having a good time. People are dying. Americans are dying because crime-ridden cities and stupid, retarded mayors aren't doing their job. It is a mayor's... Honestly, Trump shouldn't be sending in the National Guard. The mayor has the authority to ask the governor, hey, can you call in the National Guard so we can finally solve this crime problem? He has that authority. He has that ability. The governor has that ability. But do these governors do anything? No. Their people are dying, and they do nothing. Their people are dying. I saw a video recently of someone just having a camera running throughout the night, recording sounds. All night long in Chicago is gunfire. All night long. How do you live like that? I live outside Orlando. And Orlando, despite being Orlando and despite being overrated as hell, is still one of the safest cities I've ever been to. I have never once felt in danger in in Orlando. Same thing with Tampa. I've never once felt in danger in Tampa. How in the hell can we let shootings like that go on? The answer isn't banning guns. The answer is physically cleaning the filth that has corrupted this country. Send in the National Guard. Have them shoot up those gangs. Kill every single one of those gang members. I don't care. I don't want them to have a trial. I don't want them to be living off my tax dollars. I want them dead. Okay? They have murdered hundreds, if not thousands, of Chicagoans and Americans. They should be shot as an example around the country of what happens when you murder an American. Doesn't matter if you're another American. Doesn't matter if you're a foreigner. People like this should not live in jail. They should be shot. Like the animals they are. I'm sorry, guys. This is insane. Why are the Democrats defending crime? There are some Democrats on Twitter, okay? I know this isn't the majority of them. I'm actually friends with many Democrats, and they hate this. They hate this because they know it is horrible publicity. There are some Democrats who are saying crime is our culture. Murder is our culture. You belong to a mental institution. You need to go to a mental asylum now. Now. Okay? Crime is not our culture. If you break the law, you go to prison. I don't care if you're a conservative. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care what you are ethnically. I just don't care. If you break the law, you go to prison. Why is this so hard to understand? I'm getting a little heated. I'm going to end the video here before I punch my computer. Thank you all for watching. This has been Unapologetically Rants. Signing off. Stay out of our major cities. Just stay away. If you're not an American, you're coming to our country, don't go to a major city. It's not safe. The fact that I have to say that is sad. Because some of our cities are beautiful. And the fact that I have to say don't go to our cities, they aren't safe, is really sad. Thank you all for watching. This has been Unapologetically Political. Signing off.